Hello, San Diego magician Tom Interval here. Today I would like to teach you the coin roll. Before we begin, I want to thank Andy H. Andy is the latest supporter I have on Patreon. Andy, thank you so much for supporting me there. And guys, if you would also like to support me on that platform, go to patreon.com/TomInterval. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here's how to do the coin roll. So the first thing you have to think of is the size of the coin and the weight of the coin, right? So I have relatively big hands, so I use a Morgan dollar. This is actually a reproduction. But maybe your hands aren't as big as mine. So if you are maybe 7 or 8 or 9, you might have to use a quarter, right? Now, what I used to use all the time was a $50. And people used to think that I was using a quarter because my hands, relatively speaking, were so big, even for a younger guy. Now, this is a Walking Liberty $50, and you have to take this in. You have to keep this in mind that silver coins, this is silver, or at least mostly silver, and it's a little heavier, right? And you know what? If you're trying to switch back and forth between a large and a smaller coin, it's actually really hard. I'm going to embarrass myself now and try to roll this coin. I used to use this size coin all the time, and I was super fast at it. However, I can hardly even do it right now, especially because I've been rolling a larger coin. But I used to do this really fast, and it actually looked kind of good. Now, it's not looking that great now. But my point is, find the right size. And don't forget, you can also use a coin similar in size to a $50. It's an English penny, but it's a lot lighter. Right? So keep that in mind. And then, of course, you could also use a dollar-sized coin like I do. And this is a piece dollar reproduction. And this replica is a double-headed coin. And that's because if you want to choose, you can do sort of a double. When you do the roll, the head is always toward the audience. Does that make sense? So some magicians like to use those. And then there's also a standard piece dollar. Again, this is a reproduction. Now, if you use copper, there are a lot of these commemorative type coins. Copper is heavier, so calculate that into your practice, okay? Then, of course, you can use, let's not talk about that. That's a little too big. So here's how to do the roll. Starting position, your hand is going to be in a very, very loose fist. And you take the coin and you hold it between your thumb and first finger. Again, your fingers are kind of closed like this. You want gravity to work with you, or should I say, you want to work with gravity. And you'll understand by the end of this video what I mean. So your thumb pushes up on the coin until it goes over the first finger. Your middle finger raises a little bit and kind of catches the coin and clips it and pushes downward, thereby bringing the coin over the middle finger. Now, while you're doing this, the coin is relatively close to the knuckles. Once the coin goes over the middle finger, your ring finger catches it, pushes up on it, pushes down, and then the coin goes over the ring finger, right? Then, when you get to the very end, let the coin go between the pinky and the ring finger. Your thumb comes from underneath and slides it under the fingers back to starting position. Now, T. Nelson Downs, he published a book called The Art of Magic, and it was 1909, the earliest publication of the coin roll that I found personally. At the end of the coin roll, he also did the same thing, but he basically tells you to balance it on your thumb, all right? And then it comes back around. So you have to experiment with different ways. The way I do it is I sort of let it slide under the fingers, all right? And then once you get better at it, again, like I said earlier, your brain will adjust. And you'll do it more efficiently with each practice. But remember, don't forget to find the right size. Now, you could also do the coin roll, but instead of letting it go between your pinky and ring finger, at the very end, let it stay there for a split second. Your other hand comes around, grabs the coin with the other hand in starting position, and then does the same thing. It pushes upward, middle finger comes up, clips it, and then sort of lets it go over that finger, and then your ring finger clips it, lets it go over the ring finger, Now, your pinky goes down on the coin, pivoting it up, and then your other hand comes around to starting position. So basically, you just keep doing it. You come around, and I'll do it slowly for you, right? And then as you get a little better, as you get some practice, you'll gain speed as well. Whoop. And if you drop it like that, don't worry. Everybody drops it. Because if your hands are too dry or too moist or whatever, my hands tend to get sweaty. And to me, it's a little easier to do the coin roll when your hands are a bit drier. So just keep working on it and stay patient with it, okay? And don't forget, find the right size, find the right weight for your hands, and you'll have some trouble getting started if you've never done it before. But remember, start really slowly. Try to keep it toward your knuckle. Work with gravity. And then eventually you'll get faster at doing the coin roll.